Nathan, I can't believe it. We've got 5 of the best-selling mid-size sedans in North America right behind us. Chrysler flew us out here to test drive the new Chrysler 200. But what other vehicles do they provide?
Well, we have a few. We have the Honda Accord, the Toyota Camry, the Ford Fusion, and the Nissan Altima. All of them are very competitive in this class.
And we're going to mash them up together because some have the 4-cylinder and some have the 6-cylinder. So this is a proper TFL mashup, and that is coming up
on the Fast Lane Car. $295 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque. This is one of the best engines in its class in terms of horsepower, and on top of that, we're talking about a 9-speed automatic transmission that it's hooked up to. Now this one's the front-wheel drive version of the V6, but you can get all-wheel drive as well. You know what's really weird? I wasn't expecting this engine to sound so throaty, but it actually does sound pretty good. It's kind of beefy. There is a 4-cylinder available, but with the 4-cylinder, you cannot get all-wheel drive. All right, I'm just gonna give it just a little tiny bit of torque, up to about 1100 RPM, and go. Whoa! Not bad. Okay, there was some wheel spin. So 6.94.
All right, guys, I've got the Monroney, or the sticker, for the Honda Accord. It retails for $32,900, and this is the 2014 Accord EXL, of course, and it has a 270 horsepower engine with 24 valves, 6-speed automatic transmission, and anyway, you know the rest. So let's take it for a ride and see how it compares to the new Chrysler 200. All right, Nathan, we are getting in the Accord.
I hate horses.
I know you.
They're better for eating than riding.
Oh, stop it. They're beautiful. You know, the one thing that I don't like about the interior on the Chrysler is that little strip around the steering wheel.
Yeah, there's that little chrome strip that's there, and I think some people won't mind it and some people will dislike it.
Yeah, now that I'm holding on to this Accord steering wheel, it's just nicer not to have that. It's a little too kitschy, a little too kind of, I don't know, almost 1980s.
Yeah, but you know what? The rest of the Chrysler interior absolutely trounces this interior. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just that the Chrysler feels like a luxury car. This one doesn't. Yeah.
It's certainly kind of middle of the road in terms of what they're aiming for.
You guys may be wondering who we're waving to when we do these things. Sometimes there's guys who are working at special companies to make sure we're not running into anybody else. And in this case, we were at a ranch to make sure we didn't run into any horses, which would have been such a shame.
It's not a ranch. We're in Colorado.
It's a ranch.
Kentucky's
horses on a ranch.
They don't have in Kentucky. These are stables. These are horse properties.
Oh,
ranches.
Pardon-moi.
Come on.
Ridiculous.
All right. So I have to also say that I think the Accord seats are more comfortable. I find the Chrysler seats to be a little bit hard.
They're about the same to me. You know, I guess that. No, they're about the same to me.
Yeah, I like the Accords a little bit better. And the one thing that this car is not available in, which of course the Chrysler is all-wheel drive.
That's right. You can get all-wheel drive with the V6 only.
Yes, with the V6 only.
This also has a 6-speed automatic. The Chrysler has a 9-speed automatic. And the Chrysler has, like this one, a 4-cylinder option. Although this also has that amazing hybrid. That plug-in hybrid, which is just blows us away.
50 mpg.
Just incredible. Good for Honda.
All right, guys, 0 to 60 in the Honda Accord. We are at sea level. I'm in sport mode. I'm going to give it a little bit of juice, and there we does rev nicely, and there's 60 right there. Oh, very fast indeed. Look at that. 6.23. And you know, I think that's because we're also at sea level and we're so used to doing these things up at altitude where you lose about a second. So when these cars take off like scalded cats, I am truly impressed. But 6.23 is very fast indeed. This car has, as Nathan would say, cojones. At $38,470, this Ford Fusion Titanium is pricey. It's also all-wheel drive, and it has a 4-cylinder EcoBoost, which puts out 240 horsepower and 270 pound-foot of torque. It is, in fact, the most expensive car here, and it gets a 25 combined MPG. You know, it's a 4-cylinder. What'd you expect? A Challenger Hemi? No, of course. It's a turbocharged engine. It's going to sound like a sewing machine with a little bit of extra grumph. Nathan, call me a sucker, but I like this car a lot.
Me too.
Expensive, but it's beautiful. It's one of the best looking cars in the segment. It'd be a toss-up for me, at least, between this and the Mazda 6.
Yeah, I'd slightly go for the Mazda 6 because I'm shallow and I love a good body. But I'll say this is also one of the best interiors in class. This is just a really good layout. It's so smart, it's so elegant and yet simple. I mean, really, really well done Ford.
Yeah, it ticks a lot of boxes that I look for in a car. It has a turbocharger, it has all-wheel drive, it has kind of this solidity to it that feels like it's made from one piece of metal, and it has the front end of an Aston Martin. What more could you want?
The rear end of an Aston Martin.
No, a Jaguar back there.
Rear end of it's a great car. Now, this is what's interesting about it. Yes, it's a 4-cylinder, but its output is nearly that of the 6-cylinder engines on the cars we've been comparing it with. So this one sort of sits in between the 4-cylinder and the 6-cylinder, and also it's all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I think Ford really nailed it out of the ballpark when they designed this car, and Chrysler has a mighty big hill to climb if they're going to, in my mind, compete with the Fusion. Of course, $38,000, it's a lot of money.
This is a lot of money, and you know what? I mean, what was it, 25 miles per gallon combined?
Yeah.
That's not great. It's okay.
No, it's for this segment, it's probably mid-pack. It's a little bit thirsty, but then again, turbos are always going to be a little bit thirstier, and it has a lot to do with how you drive it, right? If you get into that turbo a lot, like I'm about to do, like that.
Yeah, this thing slings. It just...
Then you're going to be burning through some fossil fuels, my man.
See, I don't do that. I'm really light with my acceleration, so I have no problem with
tippy toes. You're on your tippy toes.
I'm on my tippy toes. I'm an what do they call this? A hyper miler.
Oh yeah.
I'm a hyper mileage type of guy.
Hyper miler, yeah. Zero to 60 in the Fusion. I'm going to build up the turbo just a little bit. Just a little bit. And let go of it. Here we go. There's a boost. Come on, come on. It feels a little slower than the Honda. And indeed it is a little slower. Check it out. 7.49. So not as rev happy by any means as the Honda, and not as growly as the Chrysler 200. But still respectable. I think 7.49 is a good time, and yeah, I may be a little partial to this car, and I'll be fair about that. But yeah, if you want something faster, this is not the one.
Well, this is the Toyota Camry, and this one has the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and as equipped with really one option, the power seat, $25,000.
Hey Nathan, it sounds better from behind than...
It does, but you know what? It's a very rev-happy engine.
Unfortunately, Nathan and I lost the audio portion of our Camry review, but we both agreed that the Camry's interior was on par with the Honda Accords. However, the Camry was starting to feel a little bit long in the tooth. Having said that, we both agreed that people will continue to buy this car and make it a bestseller because of Toyota's reputation for reliability.
Folks, what we have here is a Nissan Altima. This has the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine with a continuously variable transmission, a CVT. Yay!
What's the MPG combined?
The MPG combined on this baby is 31 MPG. That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's about the best in this class.
Nathan, it has dual exhaust.
Dual exhaust, and it sounds, well, actually it sounds pretty good.
Once again, Nathan, we are now in the Nissan Altima, and I know it's not apples to apples, but these are cars that Chrysler has provided to us, so we're doing the best that we can given what we have.
Yeah, with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, this competes with the Chrysler's 4-cylinder engine. So they do compete. This one has a continuously variable transmission, and out of all the vehicles it competes with, this is the only one with a CVT. So that's good, I guess. And in terms of, well, see, this is the problem right here. Écoutez.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it just drones on and on. But you know what? It does get great fuel economy.
It gets fantastic fuel economy, and I would say the interior of this one, the Toyota's sort of at the bottom of the list right now, so this one's one step above the Toyota. So I think it's a better looking interior than the Toyota's, and I find the seats to be pretty comfortable.
I guess I'm trying to say is that it just makes the Chrysler and the Ford stand out so much.
That's true.
They're in a whole different class.
Yeah, they really are. They leave these cars behind. And you know, frankly, there are certain components here and some plastics that are really super cheap. But this is built in Tennessee, which is just down the road. So there's like a family feud already right here. You know, it wants to do well in Kentucky.
And it does ride and drive nicely.
Yeah, it has a really good ride. And I remember, we drove the V6 version of this in Colorado, and it beat the snot out of the Nissan Maxima 0 to 60. Remember that?
Yeah,
that was a trip. So it's got legs with the V6. With the 4-cylinder, I suspect it'll be around the same time as the Toyota Camry.
You're thinking 9 seconds? I'm going to say it's faster. I'm going to say you're in your 8 seconds, yeah. Give it a shot.
Okay, we'll find out.
Give it a shot.
Zero to 60 in the Nissan Altima with the 2.5 liter 6-cylinder. I'm in sport mode. And I'm going to give a little bit of juice and go. Interesting how it kind of goes up there and it kind of ying, 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 ying. Roman was absolutely right. 8.96 0 to 60. So it is marginally faster than the Toyota with the 4-cylinder engine.
My, that is a pretty shade of blue, Nathan. So the question is, if it were your money, your hard-earned dollars, which of these vehicles would you buy?
The Honda Accord with the 4-cylinder and the manual transmission, but it's not here right now. Because of that, I would say probably the Chrysler with the V6.
And I am a sucker for a good-looking car, so I will always go where my heart goes, and that's the Ford Fusion, because it's just damn sexy. As always,
this is Nathan.
And Roman saying thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for
news, views, and reviews.
All right, which one do you want to take home?
The one with the nicest looking interior, and that is the Chrysler. You have to agree.
The Fusion. The Fusion. No.
This is it.
All right, see you next time.